What's up, Dream Chasers? What's up, Wrench Gang? It's your boy Kevin Van Voorst checking in from the Trackhawk today. I got an awesome video for you today. So we're going to continue our you just bought a Hellcat, Demon, Red Eye, Trackhawk. What do I do? So we did the wheels or the tires video. We did some basic bolt-ons that won't void your warranty. So today we're going to get into some good stuff. Make sure you guys hit the like button if you don't mind. Anyways, DJ, please. Will you please hit that intro? God damn it.
Supercharged, 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 supercharged.
Okay, so today's video, for anybody who just bought a Hellcat, maybe you have a stock Hellcat, maybe you get a stock Demon, whatever the vehicle you have. So, we're not going to talk about tuning or bolt-on parts yet as far as performance goes, because that'll be the next video. Because that's going to be a huge video. It'll probably be like a 20-minute video. So, one thing that you guys can do, and I would highly recommend, is what you're going to do will void parts of your warranty for sure, but depending on what you're trying to do, it's going to help you in the long run. And instead of you having to go backwards and go through all this shit, you can do it first, and then you can start giving your car more power. Because the thing is, you should learn how to plant your car, launch your car, how to rev it, what tire pressure, all that good stuff first, then start throwing some power at it. Because the problem is, if you start throwing power at it, then you got to go backwards, and then you got to do all this shit and do it twice. So, I'm going to make your life real easy. So, if you have a Red Eye, you don't need to buy a Driveshaft, at least not yet. So the new Red Eyes and the Demons, you guys are pretty good as far as Driveshafts go. Now, if you've got a Hellcat, that's probably one of the first things that you want to do. Now, you can use, there's a ton of companies out there. To be honest, the Driveshaft that is on the Charger, I've had zero issues with. God, I hate saying this, but the place that I don't use, which you guys can comment in the comments below, they make an actual very nice drive shaft. They really do. I have to give them that. A lot of people use DSS for drive shafts. They use Wiles. There's a couple different places you can use. Just make sure you get an aluminum drive shaft. Do not go out and buy a carbon fiber drive shaft. One, it's not worth the money, and two, I have seen those things bust more times than not, and telling you, it's just not worth the money. Aluminum drive shaft, it's the way to go. The odds of you actually twisting your drive shaft is a lot lower than a carbon fiber one. So that would be the first thing. So get a drive shaft. Another thing that you guys need to do, which I've talked about in the last video, which again, it kind of depends on your dealer as far as warranty work, but no matter what, just take it off, is get a diff brace. Now, Performance Development makes an awesome one. So before, they had this like little rinky-dink one, which kind of worked. Then they came out with a badass one. It's like 450 bucks. But I will tell you, I have never cracked a drive shaft. I've never cracked a diff in my car, and I have launched the fuck out of that thing several times, several times, and I've cut low 60 foots for how much that car weighs, and I've had zero issues. So that would be another thing that I would highly recommend. Now, as far as lowering springs and all that good stuff, you can put Demon springs on a Charger if you want. You can put Demon springs on a Challenger if that's what you want to do. Definitely having a more aggressive stance will help for sure. But if you do want to get a little more drag race style suspension, the Demon springs work really well for what they are. So that'd be another thing that I would upgrade. Obviously, I'm an idiot, so I use airbags, because airbags are slow and you should never put airbags on your car. Psych! Don't at me. What else? So diff brace, drive shaft. Now, depending on, actually, I would just recommend it anyways. And the diff brace goes for anybody. Demons, Hellcats, Red Eyes, fucking Trackhawks. Anybody that you've got a diff that you know is going to fuck up, I would for sure get a diff brace. It's a big thing that will help you in the long run for sure. Axles. Hellcats are like the king of snapping axles. I personally have never snapped an axle on my car. Now, the great thing is, if you do snap an axle and you don't have the money to like upgrade to the axles, you can get a Scat Pack axle, the exact same fucking thing, which is great. So, now if you have a Demon or a Red Eye, that's a little different. But axles would be something that I would upgrade. G-Force makes some, and DSS makes some. I have DSS ones on my car. Again, I've had zero issues, but it's really a preference thing. I've seen guys who have broken DSS, and I've seen guys who've broken G-Force ones. It really kind of depends. And it's the same thing like with the Driveshaft. You can go DSS, you can go G-Force. Just pick a company and go with it. They both have pretty good warranty work, and especially nowadays. So luckily I've never had to deal with that. So axles would be something else that you should upgrade as well. And again, you're trying to do all this before you put power down, because in that way when you put the power down, you're good to go. Now, one thing that you can do which will save you weight is do a 15-inch conversion. You don't have to go like I did and do a 15-inch conversion on the front and the rear. But I would for sure at least do the rear. You're going to save yourself, like, I think it's like 80 to 100 pounds. It's a lot, especially when you put the 15-inch wheels on. But if you don't want to do that, you don't have to. You can get 17s. There's plenty of guys running into 8s with 17-inch wheels and tires. So, but because of the tire that I use, which is 275/60/15, which most street classes you have to be able to run that tire. You can't run the 315 tire; those are too big, because technically that's a big tire because it's over 20. It's like 29.5 inches tall versus the 275 tire. It's only 28 inches, so it's a small tire car. So that's why I decided to run with that. I would recommend getting 15s. That's what I told my buddy Jake with the twin turbocharger to do. So that's what I would do. I would do a 15-inch conversion in rear, and then get some 15s. You cut some weight, you're gonna fucking grip, and then you'll be able to fucking like be able to work on your car and be like, cool, I'm ready to throw some power at it. I know how this car functions. Because a lot of the times what people do is they'll start throwing power at the car and they have zero control, and then they're having to relearn the car. If you can at least learn the car and then build your power up as you go, it's a lot better set up that way. Cradle lockouts. Now, I have the aluminum BMR Cradle lockouts. I have heard that it changes the ride quality and blah, blah, blah. I will tell you, my car rides the exact fucking same or better than from one of the factory. Now, I don't know if that has to do with the airbags or what, but I noticed zero difference changing out the Cradle lockouts. Another good thing that you can do is AAD Performance makes a great drag pack kit. You can literally go on aadperformance.com. I don't know if they have any codes. You can usually message the owner and he'll give you a code and then like save you 15%. It's like $1,500, but you will only have to buy it once. Their quality is super nice, and you will be able to put your fucking power to the ground, okay? This is the exact same thing on my car. I was cutting 128 60 foots with this car, which is it's ridiculous. Like, people don't believe that my car was cutting those times with how much it weighs, because that car weighs with me in it like close to 4,800 pounds, which is nuts. So those are some awesome things that you can do without adding power. Now, again, you probably will, on all that suspension parts, you're probably looking at axles are 1,500, a drive shaft's at least 1,000, 15-inch conversion is probably another 1,000, wheels and tires, you're probably talking another 1,500. Cradle lockouts aren't too expensive, a couple $100. Diff brace is $450. So, you're talking several $1,000s, but the good thing is if you do it first, then when you start adding power, you don't have to worry about breaking shit. Like, the most annoying thing is starting to add power to your car, and you're like, fuck, I broke an axle. Now I gotta wait to get an axle, or I broke a drive shaft, or let's see, I cracked my fucking diff, or whatever it is, right? So if you do that first, then you don't have to fucking worry about it. It makes life easy. So that's what I highly recommend doing first. And again, you don't have to do the 15-inch conversion on the front. I would recommend it if you have the money to do it. Just get it done. You're gonna save you're gonna save so much weight. You could literally leave the stock fronts on, do your 15s in the back, and you'll do some damage, and people are like, that's a stock car. Yes, it's a stock car, but you're putting your fucking, you know, whatever it is, 600 or 620, 640 wheel horsepower to the actual ground. You'll be able to fucking gap some cars in the drag strip that you probably shouldn't, but because you can actually put the power down, unlike most Hellcat owners, like, your car will actually be moving. I'm trying to think what else that we did. That's really about it as far as suspension goes. You can do some stuff to the front suspension, but you don't have to do that. Like, I would say that's more of an advanced thing. But for sure, getting your rear fucking suspension locked down where that bitch is just nice, like, you don't gotta fucking worry about it, that's what I recommend for sure. And that goes for Trackhawks, Demons, fucking whatever. Lock down your fucking suspension, put the power down, learn how to drive the car, then start adding power to the car. And that's what we're gonna talk about in the next video. So if you guys like these type of videos, please comment, please throw a like, so that way the algorithm picks up. I can continue making these Hellcat videos, because this will help. Like, if I had a Hellcat, I wish I would have known all this shit, because this is exactly what I would have done. And again, this is my recommendation, because this is what, you know, if I could do it all over again, this is what I would do. I would keep the fucking engine and trans stock and build everything else first, learn the car, then when I'm ready and I've maxed out, like, I've gone to the drag strip, I fucking know exactly how to fucking drive it. I can cut the same 60 foot almost every fucking time. I'm running almost the exact same time every time. And you maxed out your fucking car. Cool. Now let's start adding some power to it. That's what I would do. So that's gonna be it for today's video. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you guys want to support the channel, go to CONTAGIONathletics.com. Use Kev20. We sell shirts and hats and all types of stuff. So, anyways, that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great Friday. We will be going live tonight, even though I don't know how many people are going to watch this video. So, have a great Friday. My name is Kevin Manvorce. Make sure to follow me at CaliBoyKev on Instagram and Snapchat. I'm out of this bitch.